Wait, we're doing Z this time?
Well, yeah, because the next campaign will be Jaygeons and Dragclarks Super. Because we're going to skip the whole GT timeline.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, there we are. Could not find us for a while there, but I got it. I found it.
Just look for the boxes, right?
But which boxes?
Wait, there are witch boxes? Oh, man.
Sometimes. There's about to be a lich box.
All right. So, who would like to explain what happened the last time on Jaygeons and Dragclarks Z?
If I remember correctly,
You don't.
we entered the Ember Temple, decided to bar a door where we had heard some bandity sounding people.
Yep.
Continued exploring, found a guy whose name was Milk Drinker. I don't actually remember his name, but I do remember calling him that. He was a little bitch boy, and he... Valinus, that was his name.
Yep.
Valinus. Anyway, he's there at the temple looking for Jacarians stuff.
Yep.
There was a weird orb being held by a statue, and then this like person named Nephiron came out of it. And we kicked Valinus out of the party and asked Nephiron to help us out because he seemed like a better wizard. The statue is the god of secrets. There's also these like dead kings or whatever, and they like offered us powers and stuff, but so far, apart from Esmeralda, we have declined to take said gifts. And then we went back and we unbarred the door to where the bandity boys were and messed them up because we want to explore the other side of the Ember Temple, see if we can find more of those dead kings of old and get new superpowers.
All right. So there we have it.
Was that right?
You were.
Sweet.
So you guys are, once I check the map again, that shows me the pictures because I'm the DM, and you guys just get boxes because I'm lazy as shit.
Your words, not ours.
Just to remind you of the room you're currently in, torches and sconces light this bare stone room. 6 bedrolls made of stitched animal furs cover the floor. Cold air enters through a fissure in the southwest wall. As you begin to look around, you don't see anything of value here. It looked like these berserkers and gladiators were there kind of temporarily. You might have when they came in.
Got them with their pants down.
Yep. There is a door heading north right there. Laven, I want you to roll a spot check. This will be D20 plus your wisdom plus your proficiency modifier.
That'll be 17.
17. That's good enough. You notice at that door, like with the situation in the room, all the berserkers have tried their best to keep their belongings as far away from this door as possible. There's a few things on this eastern side door that when you opened it got pushed away, but there's a wide berth there.
Okay, so there.
Is it a door, not a doorway?
Yeah, is it an open space?
Door at this time.
Do we
So
hear
clearly-
anything coming from the other side?
Roll a listen check for you. We'll go D20 plus your Constitution.
23.
No, at this time you don't hear anything.
I want to just push the door open.
Give me a little more information on how you're doing that.
With my, I don't know.
The major key here is like the speed. Are you doing it just like kicking the door open? Are you trying to like just peek through?
Yeah, just like, pushing it open slowly, like when you have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
Okay, go ahead and we'll call it a sleight of hand check on that one, just to see if you can finesse the door without making sounds.
Sleight of hand is there. 15.
15. You go ahead and place both hands right on the door, and it takes you a second. Like this door is quite heavy, and there's a couple of things that you feel like the berserkers did to try to keep that door closed, but eventually you'll slowly get it to move, pry it open just enough to fit your head through. And go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
This isn't some sort of chamber that lich would be in, would it be?
You have no idea.
Sorry, what was the check?
Perception.
Ooh, 14.
14. You see nothing really of import in terms of like really fancy, shiny stuff. But you do see a bunch of skeletons not moving around. They're all just none of them are animated. But you do notice again that the skulls are facing very peculiar directions to where the bodies have decomposed at.
What direction are they facing?
Yeah, are they all facing one direction, or are they just like haphazard?
My surprise is that you found somebody that was lying prone, and their body had completely like withered away, but the skull is got all of its orifices facing up. So the skull's lying on its stomach, the head is not.
Oh, wait, aren't there like flaming skulls in here? Didn't we fight some flaming skulls last time?
You did fight flaming skulls in the past.
Yeah, but what snaps people's necks to kill them?
An angry Goliath.
A
That's
golem?
just a,
Could be another golem.
I don't know. Do we like go through, guys?
Can I look for like traps or anything like that around the doorway or in the immediate vicinity before we do?
If you've got a spell that will let you do it at range, you can. Otherwise, you can basically check around the door.
I'm just like trying to look in like this area here, like just outside the doorway. Like for a tile that seems out of place or a tripwire, things like that.
Roll a intelligence check. Add your modifier because you are a rogue. Your proficiency modifier. And what's the number?
check for other doors or exits.
It's a 12.
Well,
Yeah.
everything looks super flat on that. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Are we able to see doorways along the western side of the passage, like on the other side?
Yes, you see 3 different doors. One going here, one going here,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously enough, one going here. You see a set of double doors right there.
Okay.
So let me go ahead. Door, 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 door.
Double door. Okay. Guys, before we push forward, I could use a few minutes to sort of dress my wounds a little bit here. I would say, hold on to your cure wounds spells, especially if we're going to potentially accidentally run into this lich. Are you guys okay with that?
Sure.
Use some
Yeah.
hit dice to regain some hit points. Alright.
All right. So, you guys are want to use a short rest then?
I would like to, yes.
Okay. Since you're actively dressing your wounds, the other two members of the party, could you please roll survival check?
Uh, 27, and it's a natural 20.
27 and a natural 20. Okay. As you're looking around, does the weather from the outside going into the room that you're at is beginning to gust up a little bit? However, based off the materials available, you were able to, as this was going on, use the bedrolls in order to try to shield yourselves from the cold. The problem itself is easily resolved. Nothing really comes up other than that. So short rest is over. Half hour has gone by. Those of you who have abilities that recharge at a short rest, go through. How many hit points did you get back?
30.
Good to know. How many hit dice do you have remaining?
How many hit dice do I have remaining? I have 5 remaining.
5 remaining. Good to know. All right. Half hour's passed. Nothing has gone that's really tripped any alarms. Leovan, you look out the door again. The room is exactly how you looked at it a 48th of a day ago.
All right. So what do you say, guys?
I mean, we kind of need to go this way. See what else we can try to do to gain some upper hand on this lich, because, correct me if I'm wrong, DM, but there was a passageway like sort of behind the statue of the God of Secrets, and that seems to potentially, that's on the ground floor, right? So like maybe that could potentially be where the lich is.
If you're trying to ascertain where the lich is, I'm not going to tell you.
No, but there was a passageway back there, right, on the main floor.
Yeah, you got the idea that there might be a passageway. Your nature of being a rogue and being able to sit there and kind of see where false walls are, that's your best idea. However, you haven't gone close enough in order to actually investigate to see if that is a secret passage or not.
Okay. So yeah, I guess let's.
Yes. I'm going to slowly push the door open enough that we can actually walk through.
Okay. Once again, slide a hand check to see how you do, since you have to open the door farther.
13.
13. Yeah, door opens without issue. Right at the end, it doesn't make that point. It's about 45 degrees open. Everybody can easily get in, but you just sit there and you pushed and you step away a little bit. You're a little freaked out because you thought that you did something that was going to alert everybody, and then you look around and wait. Eventually, the party gives you the okay to go ahead. When this happens, Tony looks at his gun and just goes, "You know, I haven't cleaned this in a while." Starts like screwing off the barrel and looking through everything. I'm gonna be a while. Go on without me.
That's good timing.
All right. Well, this is that red fox looking guy? That's Nephron, right?
Correct, that's Nephron, but foxes don't exist. Yeah, just right.
What is he again? Did we find that out?
He's a fox person.
Right. Got it.
It's not a literal fox.
He is a humanoid creature that has a lot of characteristics resembling a fox. It like fur all over. Instead of like feet, it has the hind paws of a fox. Face kind of like a Khajiit. The default Khajiit in Skyrim. The only really weird thing is he's got like robes on, and then he's wearing John Lennon style like sunglasses with one lens that's red and the other lens that's blue.
And did he tell us that those are like special goggles of some sort?
No, you sat there and decided to do an Arcana check, and based off of how you rolled, you got the idea that it does something to improve your sight capabilities, but you don't know what.
Right. Okay. All right.
You do.
Well, no, go ahead.
Who's up?
Were you going to say something, Hagrid?
Oh, isn't that what the old 3D glasses used to be?
Yeah.
One blue?
All right. I will sort of lead the way, walking as stealthily as possible.
Okay, roll a stealth check then.
All right. Okay. Let's see here. Stealth. That's a
It's stealth us up. Well,
27.
You already stepped ahead.
A 27. All right. As you enter through the room, you see that there's one skeleton that doesn't have a bleached white skull. And this is the one that's had its head completely turned around. As you look through, there is... Roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Oh my god, that dice is not working for me today. 11.
You look around and you see right here, oh, come on. There we go.
Okay.
Singed robes, a badly burnt book, and a staff.
Hey, that sounds kind of like the Jaygeons stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Wizard Jeffrey Jaygeon. Okay, I would like to continue to stealth towards that stuff.
All right, roll another stealth check because there's nothing to hide in with the room.
Let's see. Okay, plus 8, that's a 25.
25, all right, continue on. You're sliding your foot one over the other. Actually, no, you're lying down, you're prone. Keep your body flat, you're just inchworming, just bringing your hips up to bring you forward, like Solid Snake, moving as slowly as possible. Everybody else is looking, it's like, why is this guy humping the floor?
But why can't I hear it?
Yes.
So am
Floor is enjoying this.
I'm at the stuff and things, right?
Yes, you've made your way to the stuff and things.
All right. I just got your text right now, Dad, for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. Don't know why.
You're like Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I kind of figured that that was from when that was.
Neat.
Am I getting a whisper?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'd like to investigate the body, see if there's anything that I can figure out that this belonged to Jaygeons, if that is his corpse or his stuff.
All right. If you just want to peer at it, it's a perception check. If you want to sit there, take and actually rustle around, see what you can find, that's an investigation check. Roll and let me know which one you did.
Yeah, I'll rustle his jimmies a little bit. So that was investigation, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
26.
Okay. All right. So, as you sit there, and the first thing you do is you reach for the book, based off of everything coming in, you begin to assume that it was just Jaygeons' spell book, mostly because of you making a lot of assumptions. For starters, that the only dead wizard here is Jaygeons, and Jaygeons was the only one that had a book and a staff. The pages are so charred and damaged by whatever's happened, it's absolutely worthless. You can't make anything out of it. The leather itself is so burned, you can't sell it for anything. It's utterly worthless. As you go through the robes and you search through, there's no arcane runes or anything that makes you believe that it has any sort of enchantment to it. And then you bring yourself over to the staff, and as soon as you reach out for it and you pick it up, it begins to like glow, and it's got this kind of like Arctic blue, almost white glow to it. It acts as a staff of frost, and as that happens, you just begin to feel a little bit more empowered as you sit there and you wave it around. And as you do that, Esmeralda begins to like, you swoop it around, and like the end of the staff just begins to get to her, and she just drops to the floor. She's like, "Watch where you're pointing that!" As she comes walking in, because apparently she's braver than everybody else, especially Fox Person.
Am I able to use this staff?
You'll need to attune to it first, but yes.
Okay. And you said that the spell book was shit, right? Completely useless.
Unrecoverable, yes.
Okay.
The Arcanoloth comes in, and let's see how so. Yep, comes in, doesn't disrupt anything. Esmeralda's all good.
While I see the rest of the party filtering into the hallway, I'd like to step over and check to see if I hear anything behind this door.
Behind that door. Nope. Nothing sounds out of the ordinary. You don't need to roll for it.
Okay.
Okay. What would you like to?
I would like to quietly open it enough to
Alright.
look inside.
Sleight of hand then.
Okay. All right. That's pretty good at first look. Yeah, it's a 28.
28. The door is one of those. It was much lighter than the double doors that David had to open up. So as soon as you put the what you thought was required energy into it, it literally just swings open. But you're able to catch the other side of the door with your offhand quickly enough so it doesn't make a sound. As you look into the room, you see that there's a 12-foot tall model of a dark castle with high walls and tall spires right in the middle of the room. Behind it, tucked in a corner, are some ruined furnishings and a wooden chest.
Ooh.
So big old castle right here. Wooden chest right there. And then ruined furnishings all around it.
Is there a rug on the floor?
You know what? Just because of that, yes, the room is only rugs.
Oh no, stay away.
All right. I whisper loudly enough for the guys at the back to hear me, but just barely above a whisper. I say, "Guys," and then I step into the room, and I want to head towards that chest.
Okay. All right. What are you doing with the chest?
Checking for traps.
Roll investigation.
All right. That's a 24.
As you run your hands around every odd surface of there, you feel one weird notch that looks like it doesn't belong.
Okay. Is there like upon closer inspection, is there like a mechanism I can try to disable or anything like that?
It looks like there's supposed to be something that you need to insert in there in order to disable the trap. From what you've seen in the other plane, is that there's sometimes in which you have to jam the port shut in order to release the trap. It doesn't look like it requires anything specific. It's just a very simple safeguard. Based off the looks of your room, this looks like an architect's planning room, so it's more to make sure that things don't walk out as opposed to trying to prevent things from like never being used.
Okay. Is there anything on or near the table with the castle miniature on it that looks as though it would fit that notch well enough?
When you look at the architect's table, this is pretty much a finished project. However, over here, there is a amber, just like slab. And on top of it, you see a bunch of just odds and ends that looks like with enough shaving and enough just like craftsman work, you can get it to essentially act as a duped key.
Okay, I would like to attempt to do that then.
All right, as you reach out to it, you sit there and you grab the tool. It was made out of wood, but as you sit there and reach for it, you can feel a small magical energy through it. And where your fingers hit this amber slab, you feel they begin to burn. You take 5 points of acid damage, and you see that the slab begins to change shape. It swallows all of the other materials, and it begins to shift towards you. At this point, roll initiative.
Wow.
That's shite.
Fingers got a little too sticky, guys.
Literally.
That's some pretty good initiative, though. Yeah.
Not mine. Not like last time.
It's just Lucian right now.
Oh, I got a 23.
Okay. All right, Lucian, you're first to act. And let me get the token out for this. Okay. Lucian, first act, what do you do?
I would like to use my bonus action to disengage.
All right.
So I'm going to. What's my move speed again? 30, right? So yeah, that was 15 feet. I'm going to use my action then to cast Eldritch Blast at the desk.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for attack.
Okay. The first bolt is a 24 to hit,
Hits.
and the second bolt is a 23 to hit.
Hits.
All right. I need to remember. Oh, it's okay. 1d10. That's a total of 13 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to finish my movement by stepping out into the hall next to Hagrid
All right.
and start kind of tapping him on the shoulder and pointing back in the room at the animated table.
Okay. As you do that, it's going to dash 5, 10, 15. Okay. And then everyone else may roll initiative.
Oh, good.
Hagrid, what'd you get?
That was even worse. A 7.
And Laven.
10.
All right. Based off of that, Nephiron is the next to act. Nephiron is going to come up and see what he can do. He's going to cast Hold Monster on the creature itself.
Nice.
Burning a 5th level spell slot. The save on that is a natural 19. So as Nephiron sits there and reaches out and does like a Vader death grip, trying to hold the maw, it's able to just sit there and shrug off the force as it continues to move. Laven, next act.
Can I see this thing yet?
No.
Okay. I am... Yeah, I'm just going to run up here and see what they're looking at.
On this one is, now that you've seen it, it's a kind of amorphous blob that's a distinct amber color. You can't really tell much about it other than the fact that it's a moving blob, but you can see by Lucian's face that he's a little bit concerned.
And let's be honest, not a lot concerns me.
Alright. I'm going to step up to it, take out my flaming longsword, and swing.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
That's a miss, because it's a 1.
Okay. As this comes down, you just sit there and you come across and you swipe across, and the blob just was able to read what you're doing and shifts just underneath where you're going to attack that.
That's depressing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try that again.
Okay.
20 to hit.
20 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, that's 10 slashing, and 2 fire.
All right. So I also want you to roll a d20, add your proficiency modifier.
Okay, that is a 20.
As this comes down and you sit there, you slash through. There is just one part where the sword just gets almost caught in the blob, and you can see that the fire just goes out in the sword. You complete the slash, and you take it around a couple of seconds, and it begins to glow again. Hagrid, you're up.
All right, I want to cast. If I have a clear line of sight
You do.
on the blob, I want to cast cantrip Sacred Flame first. My bonus action.
All right. Is Sacred Flame a save, or you have to roll a hit?
Your target must succeed on a Dex saving throw.
It rolled a natural 1.
Mm. So that's 2d8.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That would be 13 radiant damage.
13 radiant damage. Okay.
Nice.
And if I move there, will I still be able to? No, I'm actually going to invoke an attack of opportunity if I do that.
No, you won't leave its melee range. No, so you can complete that move and nothing happens.
Oh, I can move there?
Yeah, it's not based off of moving in their melee range. It's on leaving their melee range.
Okay. And I'm going to do that so that I can still give Lucian his opportunities to do what he wants. Now, can I use that as just a move action and still have my main action?
Yes.
Okay. I want to try to melee it with my sword.
Okay.
That's a 10. No, I'm sorry, 11.
11 hits.
No
Go ahead.
kidding. That's amazing. All right, so that's 8 slashing damage plus my divine strike, which adds 3 more radiant.
Okay. Roll a d20. Add your proficiency bonus.
10.
10. On this one, your sword gets caught in as well, and you sit there and you see that divine energy that your sword normally comes through just gets sucked in. And as you come through, you saw Leovin's sword shortly regain that glow it normally has. But you don't see it happen on your sword. Mechanically, it takes a -1 penalty to all damage rolls for the time being.
Okay.
And is considered non-magical.
It wasn't magical to begin with.
Okay. All right, that brings us up to Esmeralda. Let's see here. Let's see what she saw in that. Nothing of import, just saw you hit. So she's going to come around, and she's going to throw her hand axe. It's +5 to hit. It hits. That will do 4, 5, 8 damage. 1, and then and fails the save on that. As soon as you see her throw that hand axe into the blob, it gets caught in, and you just see as it begins to sizzle away, and the wooden handle on that just becomes more and more eroded on here. You're getting the idea that any sort of conventional weapon attacks is going to degrade the quality of your weapon. That brings us back to the top. Lucian.
Okay. Shit. All right. I would like to flip off of my my belt and into my hand my flame tongue dagger,
Okay.
and I want to throw it at the. Is it an ooze?
It is not a news.
I'm gonna throw it at the thing that used to be a desk.
Okay.
You really sure you want to do that? Maybe not get it back.
I mean, I still have another dagger. Another.
Yeah, he has declared it. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay. So this is just a flat attack without advantage, but if it hits, it will be a sneak attack. All right. That is a 15 to hit.
It hits. Roll regular damage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay. And-
do I get to roll the fire damage for it?
You do, yes.
Okay.
The attack completes before you have to make the check.
Okay. So that's another 4, so 9 damage.
So an additional 4 damage.
Correct.
Okay. Now roll a d20, add your proficiency modifier.
Okay. 19.
19. You sit there and you see, as you sit there and attack, the dagger gets stuck into the blob. As it comes and it burns, you see this fire once again gets sucked in. 2 seconds later, the fire comes right back to the dagger. At this point, it is the blob's turn.
Can I still use my bonus action?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Bonus action, I'm going to use Eldritch Blast again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
All right. Shit, what is that? I think that's a... I forgot what my bonus is with it. Oh, yeah. Plus 8. So that is a 15 and a 20 to hit.
Both hit.
Both hit. Okay.
It's almost like you're hitting something that's a blob and it can't dodge very well.
18 damage.
18 damage total. Okay, good to know. So that will come down into 1. Okay. It looked like it's definitely taking damage. However, it doesn't look particularly beat up yet. Like everything's landing, and you feel like you sit there. It's like, yeah, I did something, but collectively, you haven't done a lot yet. Okay, now it's the blob's turn. As this comes out, it steps forward. You see it change shape. When it puts itself straight into this like nice little amber cube. And as soon as that happens, it just needles out everything within a 10-foot radius of it. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And then Esmeralda's saving throw is a failure.
25.
Okay, you'll take half damage.
5.
Oh,
Damage.
fuck. A 10.
Full damage.
Shit.
Okay,
Actually,
so that-
it's still half from my, what's it called? Evasion.
yes, there's 10, there's 12. So you'll take 23 bludgeoning damage and 6 acid damage as spikes just begin to come fully out on this, and it will like it sits there and it hits your armor a little bit, finding just weak points in the armor and just giving you like little needle pricks. As it goes through, everything begins to just sizzle. All of you, your armor class is temporarily reduced by 1.
Ouch.
Jesus.
Is it
Fuck
too
this.
late to take stones endurance?
What's that?
Is it too late to take stones endurance?
No, you can. At this point, the Nepheron comes out and just sits there and says, "It's an amber maw. Get away from it. It'll corrode everything you have." But that's loud enough in order to have some of these skulls that were coming down begin to rise up. Bam. And they look like Nick Cage heads. And
How much damage was that? I'm sorry.
it was 23 bludgeoning and 6 acid.
Okay.
And then that will put Nick Cage heads right there in the order. All right. That is the Maw's turn. Next up is Nepheron. Nepheron is going to going to have to burn a 6th level spell on this one and cast Chain Lightning. Now I have to sit there and look up how Chain Lightning works. Thanks, wizards. So that's Dex saving throws. And the 3 targets he's going to hit are Nick Cage, and Nick Cage. So let's see what those saving throws are. Natural 1, another failure, and a success. So this back one here is the one that succeeds and takes half damage. But there's way too many dice for this. So let's go ahead and roll. It'll do 32 lightning damage to the skulls right here, and 16 to the 3rd, as he just goes total Emperor Palpatine. And that's minus 16. The electricity coming out from his body is so great, you actually see it just sparking from eye to eye between the frames of his glasses and his actual eyeball. It just looks like he has just taken all the static electricity in the area and just sends it forward. At that point, we are going to go next in the order, which puts us to Laven.
Okay. Well, I don't want to deal with this stupid thing anymore, so I'm going to back away.
Roll that's an attack of opportunity then.
Okay.
That's a hold up, what's the bonus here? That's plus 8, so a 22.
Safely hits.
Safely hits, okay. That's a good roll for you. 12 bludgeoning damage and 3 acid damage. As it sits there, and you get the idea that it's sensing tremors in the ground as you're moving as a way to locate you. It just sends a cylinder-like projection out, and it hits you right in the knee and drops you back down. Your armor class is reduced by another 1.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. As
All right.
As portions of your legs just get completely corroded away, and we start to see your kneecap, your elvish kneecap.
Yay. I want to swing at this skull.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
$13 to hit.
13 hits.
9 slashing, 3 fire.
Okay, so minus 9. When you sit there and you slash with that sword, you remember all your elvish lessons that fire doesn't put out fire. Instead, the skull just like burns even hotter, and it just sits like it just. If skulls could emote, you could just sit there and see like the world's most wicked Nick Cage laugh as you remember that lesson in Elvish Academy.
thought you're supposed to fight fire with fire.
Metallica said so.
Yes, Metallica, the incredibly intelligent scientists of Metallica. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me an IRB approval.
Yeah. Well, in that case, since it doesn't make much difference, I'm gonna switch to my rapier and hit the skull again.
All right, roll a hit.
That is a plus like 15 to hit. Yeah, plus 8. And 10 piercing.
10 piercing. As soon as the skull began laughing at you, it also began getting shattered into pieces. You sit there and you find a spot like right in the nasal cavity of the skull, and you see it go through like the orbital bone, and the bone, like the skull, just crumbles around you, and yeah, it has fallen.
Guys, you fight fire with stabbing, not fire.
Yes. Yes. Next up, anything else, David?
Nope, that's all I got.
All right, Hagrid. Do some things.
All right. I want to use my bonus action to cast Spirit Guardians.
Spirit Guardians. Okay.
It's a radius attack, 15 feet around me, so it should affect the blob and that one skull.
Mm-hmm.
And I choose...
Just a heads up, Spirit Guardians cannot be your bonus action. It's a 3rd level spell.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then for my main action, I will cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
And I choose Lucian, Esmeralda, and that's all that will be affected. I choose them to be unaffected by it.
Okay. Okay. And then saving throw, and then 3d8 radiant damage, half as much on a save. Got it. So can you do me a favor on your creature? Go on to the like little gear, and in Aura 1, just type in 15. And then as you do that and save changes, there'll be that little aura right there, and that'll let me know what needs to make a save. Sweet deal. Thank you. And bonus action?
Can I attack with my bonus action then?
No, you're not able to.
Can I cast another spell, a cantrip?
Yeah, a cantrip, yes. Level 2, level 1, or cantrip you can cast as a bonus action.
Well, I wasn't sure if I could cast 2 spells for a turn. All right, so so cast Sacred Flame again at the blob.
Okay. That is a save of 16.
Meets it, beats it.
All right. And nothing happens. That brings us to Nicolas Cage's. Cagey right here is going to... Let's see here. They're going to do some really destructive shit.
But by chance, do I actually get to continue taking advantage of my spirit guardians?
Yes, this spirit guardian would force that flame skull to have to make a saving throw, of which it fails. So go ahead and roll 3d8. Good catch.
It says the affected creature's speed is halved, and when the creature enters the area
Or starts its turn on it. It has
starts
to,
to turn there. Okay.
so it failed the saving throw.
Okay.
Awesome.
Gotcha.
Yep. So roll your 3d8.
I'm there with you now. Ten radiant.
10 radiant damage. Okay. That one just this one looks more like Jim Carrey's face from The Mask as opposed to Nicolas Cage. And as it just comes through, it looks like there's a really nice flashlight just shone right into its eyes. It's like there, and if it had eye muscles, it'd be squinting hella hard right now. But you can tell all the same, it's super, super annoyed by that.
That's what I was going for, so that was good.
Okay, good. You said that it's like there's dots in this flame skull. They're both going to cast the spell Fireball. And let's see what Nephron's going to use a reaction to try to see if he can counter that spell. He can and will. So he's actually going to sit there and cancel out this Flame Skull's Fireball. Leovan and Nephron will need to make dexterity saving throws, which Nephron failed.
I got a 21.
All right, that's a success on there. Let's go ahead and... So Nephron takes 35 fire damage, and you take half as much rounded down.
Which is
17.
okay. It's painful, guys.
Yeah. That will end the Flame Skull's turn. By the way, just so that you know, this one looks like Steve Harvey without facial hair. And then Esmeralda's up. Esmeralda is going to try to reach out for her hand axe and just kind of drag it along the side of the maw. And just barely hits, dragging that down. That'll do the maximum amount of damage. That puts that down into... And then has to make another save for that, which it connects. So she sits there, drags and grabs her axe back, and that will end up being her turn. We're back to the top with Lucian.
All right. I would like to again use my bonus action to disengage from the former desk.
Okay.
And I'm going to move there.
Okay.
And use my action to attack. Is this one Steve Harvey or another Nicolas Cage?
No, this is Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey in The Mask.
Oh, Jim Carrey. Okay. All right. I'm going to attack Jim Carrey.
Okay.
With BAO.
Okay.
That's an 18 to hit.
An 18 hits.
Okay.
Righty then.
That's going to be 10 damage.
10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And that one sits there, and just like that attack went about as well for the Flame Skull as The Mask 2 did, starring Jamie Foxx. as it just sits there, and you can see it crash to the bottom, just like the budget of the company that financed The Mask 2, Son of the Mask.
I guess at this point, that'll be it for me.
Okay. That brings us to the Amber Maw's turn. And at this point, Hagrid and Esmeralda will need to make dexterity saving throws again.
After he makes a wisdom saving throw.
This is true. The wisdom saving throw will become first. That wisdom saving throw is insufficient, a natural 3. So go ahead and roll your 3d8 damage.
Oh, that's shite. That's a 5.
5.
3d8s and I get a 5. Lovely to be me.
All right. Now dexterity saving throws from Hagrid and Esmeralda.
All right. Good start. That would be an adjusted 21.
I'm just going to let you know that you just saved Esmeralda because she went from a natural 3 for that saving throw into rolling a 17 plus. Both of you guys take half damage on this. So that's 16 bludgeoning damage rounded down to 8. And 12 acid damage out to 6. And once again, your armor class is dropped by 1. At this point, it is going to go like this, but because it's got half its move speed, it can literally only do that. Hagrid, if you'd like to make an attack of opportunity, you may.
If I'd like to.
Yes.
Shit, you can't stop me, boy. Does a 10 hit?
A 10 does hit.
All right. I rolled a 5, which means it's a 4 because I get reduced by 1. So, but I still get another modifier, so that actually becomes 8 slashing and 6 for my divine strike.
Okay. As this happens, and you make your attack, it has a, like, you're able to rend the Amber Maw asunder. However, it turns out that this is very much like a tapeworm, and they can operate even after being rent or split side to side. However, both of them, and it covers you up, oh no! But it looks as if it is drastically weakened. So we have 2 creatures now with half its remaining hit points split between them. There we go!
Righty.
And that is the end of the Maw's turn, so now we have Nephiron. Nephiron, at this point, not wanting to cast another spell because it's burned through 3 already, is going to come up with a staff and is going to hit Steve Harvey with an attack. That will hit for the minimum damage. However, based off of how much damage is there, as Nephiron sits there and swings up at Steve Harvey, well, without facial hair, it clips the skull just in the jaw the right way and sends it spinning up and like off the room. It hits against the wall over here and shatters into pieces. Just for flavor, you can hear them say Team Rocket's blasting off again if you so choose, but that's a request and not a requirement. So now we're just dealing with the Maws. Nephiron is not going to use his bonus action, and that brings us to Laven.
Okie-doke. Let's see, those are all done. I'm going to back up a little more.
Okay.
And then take out my bow.
Okay.
And shoot it with an arrow.
All right, go for it.
23 to hit.
23 will hit.
That's 9 piercing.
9 piercing. I'm assuming you're hitting this lower one on our perspective. This one, right?
Yeah, the one that's closer, yeah.
Cool. And you said 9 damage?
Yes, and I want to... Do I have to use that cold damage thing? Do I have to say that before I shoot?
Yes.
Okay.
However, as the arrow comes in, it clearly hits this segment of the amber maw as it sits there. This is the first time you see it writhe in what looks like pain. However, the arrow rapidly dissolves in the maw.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm going to shoot it again.
Okay.
16 to hit.
16 hits.
And 10 piercing.
10 piercing. Same deal. It sinks in. This southern maw here looks like it's on its absolute last legs. If it had legs, it's on its last blob. But the arrow, once again, disintegrates, corrodes into the belly of the maw.
Okay. And that's all I can do.
All right. That brings us to Hagrid.
Can I cast a first level cantrip without destroying the concentration of my third level spell that's in place?
As long as the first level spell is not concentration.
Yeah, which one? When aren't they concentration?
If you read this...
No, Sacred Flame is not, actually.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be fine.
All right, so I want to cast, and I assume I'm tall enough and the blob is short enough where I can actually cast over the first one.
You can. The issue with that becomes because there's a creature in your melee range, you'll take it at disadvantage. Like you'd roll the save comes with advantage. Because you're casting a spell with the creature in melee range.
Okay, so what if I cast it at the creature closest to me? Is that still at a disadvantage?
No. Let me see what Sacred Flame is. If it's not a ranged spell, then no. If I sit there and say that so it makes more sense, let me read the spell before I answer that.
I think it is a ranged spell.
Yeah, it is a ranged spell, so no matter what, whoever you target, it will come at disadvantage.
All right, I will try anyway, and I might as well try then at the one closest to me.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, you roll, not me.
Yep, natural 18.
Yeah, that'll work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then for my main action, I want to switch out to the axe that I have, the hand axe.
Okay.
And I want to try to, like, not embed it into the blob, but, like, just slice along the outside.
Cutting with the grain.
Cutting with... Yeah. Thank you, Chef Corey.
All right, here's the deal. Because you're doing this, and I don't know how to resolve it, I'm going to give you the option here. Because you're making a very specific attack, you can either roll with disadvantage and do full damage, or do a single roll and do half damage, because you're going along the periphery as opposed to like right into the heart of the beast.
Well, my intention is not to try and fillet the beast. I just don't want my hand to get stuck in there. So if that would be, if by that action I can take a normal swing and not have to do it at disadvantage, is what I'm wondering. Like, obviously, I'm not going to try and bury the hilt of the axe into whatever I'm using the axe on. Swing with an axe is simply just to hit with the blade, and that's all I want to do.
Yeah, then it's just a normal attack then, because
Okay.
based off of the system, it assumes that your character can see the weak points and can make sure that it doesn't overhit. Like it's assuming that your person is competent at combat.
Okay. Then that's what I want to do. I would just use regular melee attack with my hand axe then.
There we go. Okay.
13 to hit.
13 hits.
8. Oh, lovely, a 1. So that's 5 slashing and... Good lord. 1 radiant for my divine strike.
All right, go ahead and roll a d20 and add your proficiency bonus.
19.
19. As you sit there and you hand axe it, you make a horizontal slash on this, and the blob tried to duck under, but it didn't duck under enough, and you shave the top portion of it completely through. It lands right on top of itself, and you can hear a sizzling sound as the two parts of the maw reconnect to each other. However, nothing appeared, like your blade went cleanly enough through where it doesn't look like it degraded at all. That brings us... Anything else, Hagrid?
No, sir, that's it.
Nope, the flame skulls are gone, so that brings us to Esmeralda's turn. Esmeralda, in an act of desperation here, is going to spend her main action to disengage.
Call her Desperelda.
Boom. Head out. And then its bonus action is going to stare intently at the maw, but it doesn't do anything. It's a stare. That brings us back to the top of Lucian.
All right. So there's 2 maws, and I've only got 1 spell to cast.
With Eldritch Blast, you can target different things with each bolt.
Right, but like either way, like I'm doing all of my damage to one of them, or basically like half my damage to both of them. Can I tell which one looks like it's had more pieces of goo chopped off of it?
The one to the south. That was literally what I was about to say.
Okay, this one looks more tattered gooey.
It looks like it's more aqueous instead of gelatinous.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna hit it with both Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
Both of those are 19s natural.
Both of those will hit naturally.
Naturally. For 7 damage.
7 damage each, or 7 damage total?
Total.
Okay. This is down, and it like this thing has been shrinking and shrinking as the bonds that hold this amorphous creature together is beginning to weaken as you see it gets smaller and smaller.
I'd like to, at this point, if I may, pull out my short bow and take a shot at the maw next to Hagrid.
Okay.
All right. That's a natural 15, which I think hits, right? Okay. Do I get sneak attack since he's within 5 feet of it?
This one, because you're not lunging forward, you would.
Okay. What the fuck is my sneak attack damage right now? I think it's 5d6. I don't remember. Yes, 5d6. Okay. All right. 10. 18. 22 damage.
22 damage. Okay. This one is now getting to about the same level of aqueous to gelatinous as the other one is. I don't know if this is the health of a maw. This is just words I'm using. It started looking bad, now it looks like shit.
I'm no maw doctor, but I think this is what a maw looks like as it's dying.
My imagination, it looks like ice cream you left out way too long.
Okay. That's it for me on my turn.
Alright, now it's the Maw's turn. They have to make wisdom saving throws for Spirit Guardians. That's a natural 3. That's a natural 10. Both of those would fail, so 3d8 damage, Dan.
Wow, nice. 18.
18. How do you want to do this?
Claw just starts to quiver and vibrate in its aqueous/gelatinous state. And I want it to just kind of shrivel up and make that Pac-Man kind of dying noise.
Okay, so as you sit there and the Maws begin to move away from you, you sit there, you look up at your Spirit Guardian, the Spirit Guardian looks down at you, and you just give this look of, alright, let's fucking do this. Your hand comes out and there's this giant beam of radiant energy coming from the angelic creature above you, and the ray just comes down, hits them both. Cherries appear everywhere as you just hear wah, 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 wah. I'm not the best at recreating Pac-Man noises. My Atari sense is not tingling.
Well, you tried, and I think that's what really counts.
Yes, I tried. I failed miserably, but I did try.
Yes. Now, to the matter at hand. I want to find a way into that chest still.
All right, if you can spend a little bit of time with one of your daggers to carve that that piece of wood down to size. I'll have it if you have woodcarver's tools in the party.
Woodcarver.
Yep.
Like when you need him.
I have a hammer.
Hey!
You know what? Here, your character gets the idea of why don't we just sit there, put the tool in, and we just hammer it, and the chest itself will remove the portions that we don't need. That's what your character comes up with.
Yep.
I really want this hammer to mean something. I did not die without finding a use for this particular hammer.
What do you guys think?
Then your creature is now. You've gone from the crown symbol in Oblivion to just the regular eyeball. Those of you who get that reference, congratulations. All right, we'll go back into the world now. I'm done with my pop culture references.
Okay, so I have the wood plug. Okay. What?
Wood plug.
Yeah, it's a plug of wood.
That's what she said.
Okay, so I would like to. What?
That's it. It's now made out of bone. Bone plug.
All right, so I'd like to put the plug into the notch so I can open the chest. I would like to insert the wood plug into the chest notch.
You can't clean that up. Don't try.
The chest does not consent.
I bet you would.
So as you do that, you're able to get it in with enough time. You get it to the right shape, where it just inserts in, and you hear this little latch just, and you get the sense that you've disarmed the trap.
All right. I open the chest.
As you do this, you actually set off. No, I'm kidding. Okay. As you go in there, you see what appears to be a bunch of old blueprints. And where is that thing? Did you get that thing I sent you? Now you guys are allowed to look up maps to Castle Ravenloft.
Ooh.
Because these are the blueprints for the construction of the castle.
I was going to ask you if that was the castle that was on display.
You don't know for sure before you opened up the chest, because you just sat there, it's like, oh, cool, a castle. And you never really saw Castle Ravenloft up close, but now with these blueprints, you get the idea that this is a room that was essentially there for the planning of the arcane protections of a castle. And then those plans, because deemed possible for irresponsible use, were brought into the Amber Temple.
Hmm.
So this is
where we will now use them irresponsibly. Perfect.
Yep. However, I want you to make a perception check.
Okay.
Use wisdom modifier if perception is anything else.
I think perception is wisdom.
Yeah.
It's a 13.
13. You see that there's a false compartment or a false bottom on the chest, and what you set into the chest is actually what allows that false compartment to, or the false bottom to be removed.
Oh.
As you do that, you see a tome of understanding inside it.
That sounds fancy.
Yeah. Tome of understanding. That's a new one. I want to see what that does.
As long as we don't begin to understand that this is just a crappy treasure.
That's a good point. I wonder if this is like.
So this is amazing, especially for you, Hagrid.
Ha! See, crappy treasure.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a joke, and nobody laughed.
Here's a trampoline, Hagrid. Why don't you use it to jump to conclusions?
See, that's a joke. It had a punchline.
Wow. Okay. He makes a crappy reference. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we like.
Don't make me slap Lucian with the flat of my sword.
Do it. You won't. Do it. PvP. Let's go.
I will die, like, immediately. Basically one round. Unless he rolls his standard damage, then I might get 2.
So, essentially, as you flip through the book, you see that the words itself are charged with magic. Speaking out of game for a second, whoever reads it can spend a total of 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer, studying the book's contents and practicing its guidelines, and by doing so, it raises your wisdom score by 2, and is not subject towards maximum, like the cap. So if you 20 your wisdom, you can make it 22.
Wow.
It is good for 1 use per 100 years.
Well, good thing that you can read it now, and then Laven can read it again 100 years from now.
Yes.
Yes.
So now we're back in character because the Tome of Understanding is so cool. I wanted people to understand it, so it's not like the Gnomish Book of Husbandry.
I love that it's still around.
Was that just a book?
What? What did you say, Jay?
What did the Gnomish Book of Husbandry even do in a Hoard of the Dragon Queen?
Nothing. It was just a book. I think Tony was like, "What are the books that are on the shelves?" or something like that, and so I just like came up with like random books off the top of my head. I think one was like a historical text, and this one was on gnome husbandry. It sounded funny.
Still, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't supposed to actually read it.
No. It's not like it's gonna like find you a bride or anything like that.
I mean, I just saw what Critical Role did, and apparently books are everything now.
It was edubation.
Is it a picture book?
Smutty picture book.
All right. So you guys are back in the architect's room, and it looks like you sat there and, unless you just feel like smashing the castle for the hell of it, I can't really think of anything else to do in there.
I'll leave it standing. I'll come back and break it after I tear down Castle Ravenloft for real.
Would you make small miniatures of yourselves?
This castle model has no bearing whatsoever on what's going on in the actual castle.
No, it's not a voodoo castle. You see no actual arcane projections out here. It looks like it's just a bunch of styrofoam.
Do we know that?
Like a portal or a portent.
Nope. It is completely mundane.
Okay.
Maybe just in case we should like smash it.
Be my guest. Use your hammer.
What if it's a voodoo? Yeah, found a use for my hammer, guys.
All right, roll to hit with your hammer.
Roll for hammer.
I got a 10 on the dice. I don't know what that means.
That's good enough because it's a non-moving structure made of almost Legos. Down and the castle itself just explodes, and you found out the guy who made it out of Legos, and it just comes all throughout the floor. Congratulations, you've now trapped the room with Lego.
Good thing I'm wearing boots.
Yeah. Anyone will have to take D4 damage every step they take.
You have created a what's that? Your thorn spell.
Spike growth.
Spike growth. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is the Swedish version of the spell.
Yeah.
So it comes with me.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Okay. I guess check this door.
Did you check this door?
We haven't checked any except for the one that the fucking angry desk came out of.
Can I sense if there's an angry desk in this room before I open the door?
You guys are never going to trust inanimate objects again.
No, like
Yeah.
first it's rugs, now it's desks. It's bullshit. This whole world is just out to bite us.
Wait, like, fast forward to a year from now, you walk into the room, you see a hat track, fucking run!
Burn it down. Tony, you're on it. Shit, there's furniture. Tony, you're up.
You see a treasure chest, does it have teeth? No. Fucking run!
That might be worse.
You see in that room that you're about to head to, shit. It's a 20-foot long, 10-foot high hallway with bare stone and an amber door at each end. You sit there, you wait for 30 seconds, nothing appears to be moving.
You're talking about in this middle hallway?
In that middle hallway, yeah.
Okay. How about for Laven?
What's that?
What
for me.
has Laven got in his door?
You see stone blocks resembling tables stand in the center of the room covered in dust. The dust is not burning.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, stone walls are niches filled with hundreds of dusty bottles. Cobwebs hang from the wooden ladders that lean against the walls. Ceiling here is about 15 feet high. And there's about 30-40 bottles all throughout the walls on the western and southern end.
I got to find out what's in those.
Yeah. Go ahead and just roll a d20 for which one you grab at first.
A 7.
A 7. You reach for one of the lower ones because everybody knows you keep the good potions on the bottom. And you come out, you grab it, you swish it around a little bit, and you see that the suspension the potion originally was, everything that looked to be an active ingredient sank to the bottom. It looks really uneven right now. You swirl it enough to where it looks like it's gone back to an even distribution of its molecules, and you pop it open. What do you do with it?
Give it a sniff.
You give it a sniff. It smells like butt.
You said butt, not blood, right?
Yes, it smells like a butt that just had like way too like a really really fast food heavy diet and then farted.
Do I recognize this as some kind of potion, like that smell?
You've never had it like most of the potions that you've consumed have had much more aromatic and friendly aromatic smells. This one, normally you sit there and when you smell potion of healing, it smells like lilacs and aloe vera, and this one smells like farts.
It's a greater potion of asshole.
Yes. If you drink this, you're about to have a really bad day.
It might be useful as something later.
Oil of hot snakes.
I'm gonna cap. I'm gonna cap it and pocket it.
In your inventory, just put down expired potion.
In parentheses, oil of hot snakes.
Okay. What else is in this room?
Roll a perception check.
It's 20 something. I haven't done the math yet.
Oh no, that's good enough. You get the idea that there is a secret passage right there.
Ooh.
So, putting notches on doors that you guys have seen now, you got a secret door right there, and a regular door right here. Go through the David Bowie door.
Always.
It's only been good so far.
As this comes down, as you walk through, everything turns into puppets except for you, who turns into David Bowie.
Don't forget your dolly.
Dance, baby, dance.
All right. So, what room number is that? There we go.
What kind of magic spell to use?
My name is Howard.
That always reminds me of my favorite David Bowie song, We Will Rock You. We just upset a lot of people with that one.
There is so much wrong with that statement, I don't even want to address it.
Like, I will go through 30 minutes at a time just sitting there, and I will intentionally, attribute wrong songs with the wrong name to the wrong band, just because I know I'll get a rise out of somebody.
I will say that seems like something somebody might think.
Yep.
Like, who doesn't know anything?
Oh, there's somebody in high school right now who thought that was legit.
Exactly.
Yeah. They'll sit there and say, it's like, yeah, like, I thought Vanilla Ice did that song. And then they'd sit there, and I still feel old knowing that Vanilla did reference. And he's just a landscaper now, I think.
Get back here, you fake white fake rapping bitch.
Well said.
Really mess that up.
Harsh words.
Is that
I
from
was
a
trying
movie?
to do that's my point.
Yeah. Here's a hot take. Eat shit, Vanilla Ice. No, I'm just kidding.
Oil of hot snake potion.
I love hot snakes.
Here we go. Came back around, and we're back in this game now.
Thank you.
As we get into further to the Ember Temple, this one is you see 3 10-foot long staircases separated by 10-foot square landings with thick dust. It looks like nothing has disturbed this staircase in ages. And that will bring us to another room. As you head down, you're now back on the lower floor. As you can continue down.
Guys, do we want to keep going down, or was there that other room we want to check out first?
But the one at the end of the hall? Talking about down here?
Yeah.
Um,
What do you think?
You said, Jay, this looks like it's going out onto the main floor?
Yes, it's a staircase that goes west. There's a landing, then it turns south, and the stairs go down.
I mean, we can check out the last room on this floor first and just come circle back to this one.
Okay. As you do that, and you head to the double doors, you open them up, and that brings us to a different page. You get set.
Hey, hot snakes.
Maybe we shouldn't go up and down stairs, because if tape fuck us, what will stairs do? All right. As you open one of the doors, torches and sconces illuminate a dining table in the center of the room.
Oh, shit.
Covering the table is a magnificent feast that fills the hall with rich smells of cooked meat with the pineapples right over it. That you have sweet vegetables, piping hot gravy, and wine. It's like aromatic and fragrant. It's like that Northern California wine.
Napa Valley?
Yeah.
This is the Thanksgiving
Ellie's
room?
mixer.
This is the Easter room?
Yeah. Yes, because everybody knows that the most evil holiday out there is Easter.
Yeah, you got bunnies laying eggs. Like, what's that about?
Yeah. It breaks the laws of science. Because they said this is clearly going to be misused. Barovia, we're not letting Easter happen here. Bring it in to the Amber Temple. Let's go. Come on.
It's clearly where they put things that might be misused by the public.
It started with the case of necromancy, okay? I feel like we can easily accept this.
Yeah, I mean, basically rising from the dead, that makes you a zombie, right? So isn't that what Easter's all about?
Should we call Easter lich giving?
By the way, according to my Facebook, you made that joke about 7 years ago, too.
The Happy Zombie Jesus Day thing? Yeah. Lich giving, that's a new one, though. I just thought of that.
So does this food look good?
It looks like Food Network good.
Can I
Does
roll
it
for
seem like it
magic
might
on the
come
food?
to life and
Like,
kill
if
us?
Guy Fieri came into this room right now, he would sit there, he would, brush his goatee, and goes like, guys, we're in flavor country right now.
Can I make an Arcana check? Something's weird.
Yeah.
Good. Make an Arcana check.
Alright, what is it? That's an 11. Nope, 12. I lied, 12. Math.
Well, your hunches are right. Something is off about this, because why the hell would there be a feast in a room in a building that looks like it hasn't been touched for over 100 years? And why would there be a feast right outside acidic tables? Something seems off.
Somebody wants us to get our strength back.
What? Something seems off.
By the way, speaking of the angry desks, the -1 to our armor class, is that still hanging around?
It's still hanging around.
Is it
And
permanent?
the weapons?
It is permanent. Last time I checked, leather just doesn't regenerate.
But we
Alright.
can fix it someday.
Okay.
Yeah.
We might be able to fix it, repair it, mend it.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but there's really nothing special about my studded leather armor. But
Well, mine is special, so
oh, okay.
it actually is.
At this point, Nephron just kind of goes over to Esmeralda and just whispers, "Do they always get off track like this?" And Esmeralda just goes, "Yeah, but usually I join them."
Oh, well, hey, actually, we've got a wizardy folk here. Nephron, can you like detect magic or something on this to see why is this food here? Is it edible? Will it kill me to eat it?
At this point, it's been so long since I remembered what Nephron's actual voice was. I'll switch back to it now. As he comes into the room and he sits there and casts detect magic, and you can see that as the room comes alive, he just looks around, he scans, and looks, ends the spell, and goes, "Yeah, everything here it's all an illusion. The only thing that actually really exists in here is that." And points in the shittiest item on that table, which is just like a spoiled green copper ewer, comes in. And everything else, like, and as he sits there and identifies that, you all begin to see through the illusion, and it's a completely dusty, empty room. The chairs have all just crumbled. The table itself begins to slant down, and the only thing that's actually looking like it's in any functional capacity is this wine pitcher, this ewer. The smell goes away. Instead of a rich feast, it now smells like mold and butt. And then you realize it's because that Leovan hasn't fully capped the potion yet.
Sorry, guys.
It's following you.
It smells like mildew. 30 seconds, begins to dissipate.
Cut the cord, dude.
Is anybody ballsy enough to touch that pitcher?
Why?
Because it could be useful.
Maybe. Maybe.
At this point, he comes in and goes, "There is a strong transmutation magic along with that. Based off of similar items I've seen in the past, it might be able to make things more palatable. If you guys aren't grabbing it, I'm definitely going to."
So you don't notice any malicious magics around it?
Based off the nature of the spell, I can just let you know the style of magic. I can't get much more specific than that.
Maybe we should just let him grab it and we can take it from him if it's cool.
No. Once my hand...
You say that now.
I walk up and grab it.
All right. As you do that, go ahead and put it into your inventory. This is a... enchanted ewer, E-W-E-R, into your inventory. And as soon as you sit there and you put it into your satchel, it actually is magic as fuck too, and you die from being consumed by a ewer. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Enchanted ewer.
Mm-hmm. It's spec time.
What's that?
7 of these bad boys.
Effective.
Do.
Roll initiative.
Nice. 22 there, boys.
2018. You rolled a 2018.
I got a 20.
18.
Fuck up some ghosts.
I actually write this shit down. All right, let's go. Let's see here. The specters roll well. How well? Well, that's a secret. I'll tell in just a little bit. Highest initiative in the party.
Whoever had the 20.
I have the 22.
Yeah, that one.
All right, so that puts us Hagrid at the start, fighting undead things. Who was next, Titus?
I had a 20.
20. And Laven, where are you at?
18.
Nice.
22, 20, 18. Bam, bam, bam. That's 3 guys who are ready to fucking fight some stuff.
Yep.
Unlike, you guys were pretty unprepared when I came bursting back in that hallway.
Very unprepared.
You guys were not ready to do anything.
First act on this one, as the specters come in and they look super pissed at you stealing their enchanted ewer. And they start lunging towards you, Lucian, but Hagrid is ready to get the drop on him. Go get the drop on him, Hagrid.
All right. I want to use. I think I can use it as my bonus action.
Hey, what's going on, John? Hey guys, let's take 5 minutes real quick so I can make sure that I'm not just shouting while John's trying to get set up from the road trip.
Okay.
All right.
Some good things, some bad things, but I feel we're better for it,
Okay.
so that's good.
I heard we had a match against U Chicago, which is probably a really good challenge.
Yeah, honestly, we played really well in that match.
Good.
We lost 9-0, but 1 dubs lost in a breaker.
Yeah.
1 and 2 singles lost in close matches
Okay.
to 2 the top 15 players in the country.
I mean, Chicago is clearly
So
the elite program in the state.
yeah, so they and then we didn't play as well against DePaul. We lost today to Hope in a winnable match. Lost 6-3, and we lost 2 or 3 doubles, and I think we should have won both.
That definitely sounds a lot like our match against Carthage.
Yeah, that's a whole. That was not love to hear that. So yeah, but gotta move on quick.
Yeah. What time's the match tomorrow?
It's at 1. Warm-up's at 1.
Cool.
So. Yep, and that's it. Guys can't dwell too long because, I mean, you got a real good Carroll team. So
Yeah, because they were 4-5 or lost 5-4 against Carthage.
they beat Carthage 5-4. Actually.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that. I'm all set up now. Hagrid.
All right. I would like to use my divine ability to turn/destroy undead.
Okay.
I've already established the 30-foot radius.
Okay. So let me get back on the roll 20 there. So basically 7 saves on that one. Fail 3, fail 4, fail 2. It's 16.
Beats it.
Okay. Fail 5, 18. Fail 8. So I'm just going to take 5 of these, and we're going to mark them off the map here. 2, 3, 4, 5. I said 5. And the other ones are afraid, yes?
Correct.
Okay.
Let's do whatever they can do to get away from me.
Which we all know is what would happen in real life.
I would hope.
Yeah. I need a good fear. Here we go. That's a demoralized skull right there. That looks like somebody who's afraid.
I'm back.
Okay. So there's your channel divinity feature.
Did you turn undead and everything died?
5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Actually, I need to check on the... Oh yeah, the challenge rating's all good.
Yeah, CR1 or lower.
Yep. I sat there. If I had to redo all of that because the challenge rating was not what I thought it was, I would be mildly chuffed. All right. Anything else you want to do on the turn?
Yeah, so I don't remember if my divinity ability is a main action or a bonus.
It's a main, I think. Let me actually look.
And then I would like to cast Sacred Flame against the remaining specter closest to me.
Okay, give me just 1 second here. Cleric, Divine Domain. Yeah, it's as an action.
Okay.
So Sacred Flame, that is a 12.
Does not beat it.
Right.
Does not beat it. And it's the one closest to you? Sweet deal. Roll damage.
I'll get that one later. That would be 6 radiant damage plus 4. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Just 6 radiant damage. My Divine Strike works on melee. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. So we'll go ahead and do that. -6. Okay. That brings us up to Lucian.
All right. Well, I'll lead off with sort of sliding through the party to stab this specter with Biello.
Okay.
The Spectre is no longer turned, by the way.
Okay.
That's a 13 to hit.
13 just barely hits.
Okay. And do I get sneak attack with Laven being within 5 feet?
You would.
Okay. Cool. So that's... There we go. Alright. 10... plus so 28 damage.
28 damage. Go ahead and plug in that so my computer charges. Yeah, as you sit there and slash, you thought this guy was going to just turn into mist, but he mistimed it just a little bit, and because of that, he just gets rent apart, and you literally slashed a specter to death.
Sweet. So, sort of as he's disincorporating, I'm going to bring Biello back around in front of me and shoot an Eldritch Blast at one across the room.
Cool. Go for it.
All right. Let's see. The bolts are a 12 and a 10.
The 12 hits, the 10 does not.
Okay. So that'll be for 10 damage.
10 damage, okay.
And I'm done.
Oh, come on. Come on. That brings us to Laven. Laven?
He's thinking.
Nope,
Okay.
sorry, I was muted.
Oh.
I was like, why is he not responding? I'm going to fire an arrow at this guy,
Go for it.
and that was a 26 to hit.
That did hit.
You sure? 10 piercing.
10 piercing, okay.
Bless it.
Once again, the timing of the when I'm not going to be in this plane went poorly, and there's an arrow just stuck in a specter, just floating there. And then it turns off its its corporeal form, and the arrow just drops down. And what do you like to do next?
So it's non-corporeal?
No, the arrow just fell. It's just flavor on it. It's still in its regular.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was like he was doing something weird. Okay. I'm going to shoot him again.
Okay.
17 to hit.
17 hits. What's the minimum amount of damage you can do?
The minimum?
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, just go ahead and explain to me how it dies.
It did that changing from corporeal to non-corporeal, and then made the mistake of becoming fleshy enough for me to hit it with something.
Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean death. Nice.
Yes. It does that, and it sits there and like tries to bounce around like Captain Jack Sparrow on a crossbeam, and does a very terrible job of it, and falls through the floor. And you just keep on expecting to hear a thud on this, but you don't, because it's a specter. But you get the idea; it's dead.
Ghost physics are weird, man.
I know, man. It's like playing a Bethesda game.
Yeah.
But that's the end of that one.
I want to take out the ewer and like kind of look at it and turn it over like I was pouring it out. Does anything come out?
Dust.
I look at it. I look back at Haggard and Laven, and I look down and I go, God, I wish this was full of ale. Does anything
More
else?
dust comes out.
More dust comes out? Damn, okay. Worth a try, right, boys?
Yeah,
figure it out.
straight.
What'd you say, Laven?
So we'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
How to, yeah.
Just trying to get a little ale. Saturdays are
Maybe
for the
if
boys.
Maybe if you pour this inside it, and I hand him the butt potion.
Oh, I don't like that.
No, at this point, Neferon comes up. It's like, no. He's got a point. Go ahead and try it.
It's an illusion.
So I'm gonna pour the butt potion into the ewer.
Touching it, it's not an illusion.
What comes out's an illusion. It's gonna be butt material.
But it'll taste good.
It's going to be a butt creature from the butt plane of butt.
It's gonna be ass matter, and you're gonna touch it.
Roll for fecal.
Okay, so the oil of hot snakes is in the pitcher. What happens?
As this happens, you see that its transmutation enchantment is beginning to take effect as it swirls around. It goes from a very, very foul, rancid stench and begins to smell a little bit like an actual potion should. As it comes out, it has the consistency of like a sweet red wine back into the container. And on this one, we'll sit there and call it a potion of lesser healing.
Ooh.
Sweet.
It restored a little bit of its original properties, but it's not full. Like it's not fully there.
What else can we dump in here?
At this point, Esmeralda takes a little bit of her water skin and dumps it in. Once again, the same effect happens as it comes out. This one is just regular sweet red wine. She drinks it like, yeah, this will get us drunk.
Perfect.
So if you have not figured out now, is that if you dump a mundane liquid into it, wine comes out.
Sweet.
Nice.
What is this thing called?
An enchanted ewer.
Jesus
Oh, okay.
ewer.
I wasn't sure if it like had like a official name or anything.
Turn my water to wine.
It is known as what Keanu Reeves drinks out of at French restaurants.
All right. Is there are there any secret doors in this room?
In that one, there's not.
All right.
It's a regular door right up here.
Oh. Oh, interesting. There's probably another balcony over the.
hmm
Okay.
Take a look.
Yeah. Boop. Ah, it's all craggly.
No, sorry guys, I just had a spasm. Stop moving on the map here. The black marble balcony overhangs the northwest corner of the temple, the floor of which lies 30 feet below. Nearly half the balcony has fallen away, with obvious cracks have formed near its ragged edge. Lucian, what's your weight?
Good question. Let's see. 194 pounds.
Laven, what's your weight?
What page is that on?
Should be on your second.
Oh, second page. 170.
Yeah, I want you both to make dexterity saving throws.
Ooh, okay. 29.
Okay, that's a save.
17, I think.
That's a save.
17.
Yeah, so 10, 14. So, as this happens, just the amount of weight of you two standing on this balcony causes it to collapse. You fall the 30 feet. However, you sit there and land in 3-point superhero stance, which, by the way, is still bad for your joints. And you'll take 14 bludgeoning damage on the fall, reduced to 7.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
I need a new falling strategy.
Yeah. As you stand up, you start feeling like a small sand-like feeling in your joints as the arthritis begins to set in.
It's going to get me sooner or later.
Yeah. You think we can find a medical solution to arthritis yet?
You said it was 14 damage?
14 damage, like, reduced to 7.
Halved.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm dying, but I'm still alive.
Okay, so I was just going to say, do I need to use Cure Wounds?
Yeah.
No.
You're still alive, but you're barely breathing.
At some point, I could use some. I'm going to drink my new potion.
All right. 1d4 plus 1 for healing.
That's a whole lot of good. 4 back.
All right. Yeah. And by the way, the book just sat there and said they're completely wasted. I rewarded you for coming up with a solution on that. You're welcome.
Wait, what's completely wasted? The
So,
Potions.
in that
Potions.
room, everything there was supposed to be like completely inert, bordering on poisonous.
Mm.
And because you put it in the UR, I said, "There's like that's creative. I'm going to reward him for that. 1d4 plus 1."
Yeah. I like it.
Now that we're down here, can I see a passage out of the back of this chamber?
Yes, you see actually 2 passages. One right there, and another right there. And that's just a line I drew.
So,
I didn't see either
what's the-
ping.
Because they're
They're
lines.
not pings. You
Is it
drew
mine?
lines. Yeah.
What's the best way that I, Hagrid, can get to them without having to drop down this 30 feet and get the arthritis?
You could probably take the stairs that we should have taken.
There are stairs, like, hold on, let me see the map. Stairs go downstairs, like, right there, from the balcony on down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
It seems like a
that
simpler
dusty
way.
staircase back there.
Because, yeah, I want to get back to the dusty staircase.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. As you go down the stairs, you sit there and your knees feel amazing. Like, you could do air squats for hours right now, if you so chose.
You should so choose.
How
Roll
many-
for air
How many hours would he air squat before he reached a level of exhaustion?
If you want a legitimate answer to this, we're going to need to take a break, or we can just move on.
Let's move on.
All right. Who needs, like, legitimately needs healing?
I have 19 hit points.
You can't answer that way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On a scale of 1 to 71,
On a scale of 1 to... Yeah. No, but seriously, though, on a scale of 1 to death, I am in pain.
All right. I would like to cast Cure Wounds on Leovan. And he received 10 hit points back.
Okay.
Appreciated.
And Lucian, do you also need the same?
I'm doing okay. I mean, I could use healing, obviously, but I'm not dying.
All right. Leovan, does that give you a decent amount right now to continue forward? Or
I'm about half health. wise. I could probably take a hit or two before I die.
Do we have the opportunity to...
Someone looks down at you from 30 feet above and goes, "What?"
Do we have the opportunity to take a short rest? Maybe use some hit dice, or I have slots available. I can try Cure Wounds again. Oh, that's right. I received some healing myself from that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'd say if we have time to take a short rest. Or a quick rest,
so
or
you
whatever
can
we call
sit
it.
there and you can wait the half hour, or for those of you who need hit dice, I'm willing to shorten the short rest period to 5 minutes. However, the amount of healing that you get from your hit dice is halved, but everything comes back, and you take a point of exhaustion, but everything you get with the short rest happens after 5 minutes.
All right, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds again.
Okay.
And lay it in. And he receives 7 more hit points back.
Okay.
And that, because of my, what is it called, Blessed Healer?
Mm-hmm.
Where is that at? Yeah, Blessed Healer, I regain all my hit points back.
Ooh.
Okay.
Why don't we head back up the stairs that Hagrid just came down and see what's in that dusty stairwell. See if we can see where it dumps out, or if there's some sort of other secret room or something.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Okay.
All right, now the page I was originally at before we decided just to fight things for no reason.
We fought it for an enchanted ewer. I wouldn't really say that's no reason.
Yeah, right? It's still pretty cool. We get wine whenever we want to.
Yeah.
Great, you can get drunk.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Why are you not excited for us?
So does that mean that from here on out it's drunk D&D?
I was under the impression that you guys started off as drunk D&D. Okay. So, at this point, you guys go back to the dusty staircase, and you see, as you descend the staircase back onto the lower floor, glistening amber coats the walls and ceilings of this enormous hall shaped like sculpted honey.
Don't touch anything.
And the dust covers the black marble floor.
Yeah, anything amber's bad.
The vaulted ceiling is 25 feet high. Set into the walls at the height of 5 feet are amber ledges lined with life-size alabaster statues of cats, frogs, hawks, owls, rats, ravens, snakes, toads, and weasels. Many of the statues have fallen off their perches and lie shattered on the floor. An amber door on the north wall stands open. 4 other amber doors to the west and south stand closed. And we're going to go down a map for this. Let's go ahead and bring the rest of the party to you guys. If I can just copy and paste.
Yeah, any more boxes?
Box map. It's kind of really shit. It's almost like I didn't care. Oh, God. Look at all these boxes.
Oh my god.
It's a geometric quandary.
You guys are trapped between 2 floors. Welcome to Fallout. There we go. And just to let you know, at this point, Nephiron and Esmeralda just went down the stairs the regular way. You see them there.
Still glad we did this.
Yeah. And then they just walk towards you like that. And the whole party's here again. The secret door downstairs led to the regular downstairs.
But more secretly.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what
Just to let you know, there are doors. Open door here. Closed door here. Closed door here and here. And here's that staircase you guys wanted to go down so much. Door here.
So this door leads out into the main hall.
That's just the hallway, yeah.
And then, oh, sorry, I see you drew one down here now. That one, okay. This is the staircase that we came down.
Yep, that's the one. Oh, gosh. Stop right-clicking when I mean to regular click.
And then this door is the one that's open, right?
Yep. Yep.
Apart from our own, are there any footprints in the dust?
Nope. However, if you want to make this your new fortress, one, you need to clear it out, and two, you really need to hire some housekeeping.
Now, which door do you guys want to check out first? This one's right next to me.
Yeah.
This one's open.
So we know nothing's going to come at us right there. Let's.
Yeah, why did I draw it like that? That's not what it looks like.
Ah,
The room disappeared. Oh no!
guys, maybe we shouldn't go through this open door.
There we go. That's what the room should look like.
Yeah, it looks like a penis.
What? What?
Yeah, you know, like there's the tip.
Stop. Just stop. You're just going to do the worst.
It's a wood plug.
Yeah.
Insert the wood plug into the crevasse.
Slay it with your mighty juice.
What do I see inside this room?
Fill it with your mighty juice.
Yep. You see, just like in the other floor, more amber sarcophagi. The one on the northern end here is completely crumbled, but there is to the left and to the right of the room 2 more sarcophagi. That's 33 deep.
Is there anything that distinguishes the two in the east and the west?
This room is amber glazed walls with the floor of purplish black marble. 2 amber sarcophagi stand in alcoves to the west and east. Third sarcophagus that once stood in the north alcove lies shattered on the floor. Clustered in the middle of the room are 4 loathsome creatures. Each one has a baleful eye. The west one here ends up having what appears to be a chunk of ice in it. And then the east sarcophagus ends up having it's got a monocle in it in the shape of a star. Kind of like that one guy from Kiss.
Our child, yeah. There you go.
Interesting.
The first question I have to ask is which one on Kiss was that? Because that's going to be...
That would have been Paul Stanley.
Okay.
This is like,
Because then, if you sit there and accept that gift, you're now part of the Kiss Army.
King's in Satan's service. You betcha.
Mm-hmm.
Let's join the Kiss Army. I'm gonna try to see what that one is.
Where? That one is Star Secret. On this one, as you enter your hand into the sarcophagus and your consciousness gets pulled away from you for a second, is that you hear, "I am the Star of Secrets, and no information shall be hidden from me, or from you if you accept this deal. Do you crave to know all which lies beyond your mortal perspectives? It's all here."
Remember, there's a caveat to all of this.
You're not there.
Shut up, Haggard.
I still said it anyway.
Do I remember that there's a caveat to all of this?
Have you entered any of the sarcophaguses yet?
But I think we talked
guy.
You have no idea, and you didn't hear that.
about Esmeralda.
She's not here. You're by yourself right now. You split the party. Congratulations.
Great.
Yeah. Hagrid the metagaming pigeon.
Hey, I can see him through this open door, and I yell to him, "Caveat!"
He can't hear you. He's on a different plane of existence.
It's
I should have
sarcophagi.
to-
Coo. Checks and balances. Coo.
Damn you, Jay.
Um, I think I'm gonna say no.
All right. As this happens, the kiss makeup that he started to apply onto your face, he's super pissed off and wipes it off and just throws you out of the sarcophagus. You actually step forward, step away from it as you go through, and your thoughts are whatever your thoughts are. But he was a little disappointed you said no to that.
Did some guy try to put makeup on you guys when you did this?
Wait, is there more sarcophagi in there?
Yeah, there's one to the west.
There's one to the west.
All right, I'm coming in.
Wait, what if I want that one?
Well, you looked at the one in the east first. What's the one in the west?
This one, as you come in, you enter into its little mini domain. You see, is that torchlight? Get that away from me, and we can talk. Don't you dare again approach Delban the Star of Aid with fire in your hands, disrespectful mortal. Now, how does the power to freeze your enemies sound? It's yours if you want it.
Caveat.
I'm sorry, what? Hello?
I'm
Hello?
thinking.
Hey, do you want some cool shit? I don't know. Am I going to have to change the way I roleplay? Maybe. You don't know that. Oh, I don't want that then.
I'll take it.
You'll take it? Okay. You get access to 7 uses of the spell Cone of Cold and benefits of a Ring of Warmth just innately. However, you pick up the following flaw. Fire terrifies me. And then you sit there, you accept it. There's just a wry smile coming from Delban as he leads you out of the sarcophagus and you rejoin your friends.
So I'm now terrified of fire?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did you just tell us that?
No.
Can I try to check out this busted up sarcophagus?
Yes, you certainly can. Roll an investigation check.
Investigation. 19.
19. There is no artifact trapped into the crumbled pieces of amber. You get the idea that whoever wanted that gift has taken, instead of the agreement, the actual artifact out of the amber.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, but that's you guys have cleared the room.
You said a ring of warmth, right?
Yep.
Okay.
As you sit there and that ability takes over, all that adventuring gear that was designed to keep you warm, it honestly, you feel like you are sweating as if you're in a rainforest right now.
All right, I'll strip back down to my my usual doublet covered studded leather armor.
As that happens, your body still feels like it's not like overwhelmingly warm right now, but it's still warm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just gonna have to deal with it.
It's like if your central heating heats the room unevenly, and you accidentally like put your mattress right next to the like the main output there, and then you're just kind of stuck with it because it's 2 in the morning. You don't really want to do anything at 2 in the morning. It's time to go to sleep. It's kind of warm. It's gonna suffer because doing something is worse than doing nothing. And also, your character just came up with the idea of central heating and air.
You said Cone of Cold was the spell, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I ask what happens when I use all 7 charges?
Nope.
Perfect.
Cool.
Oh, I'm sorry, DMs aren't supposed to say no.
I'll just have to
You
find out.
could, but I will not be willing to give you an answer.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
So let's check out other places. Have we already been through part of this, or?
Yeah, you've been through this room right here,
Okay.
and this is where the N1 statue would have been, and here's the secret door.
Okay. Gotcha.
Let me mark down that secret door. There you go.
So this closed door.
Yep, through there, checking the map again, you find 3 more sarcophagi. That's E.
So many.
There's a lock on the door, though. This room is not open yet.
Lucian,
Yeah.
this door's locked.
All right. I fish my thieves' tools out of my pocket.
Okay, well, an investigation check.
All right. That is a 19.
As you sit there and you're like, all right, cool, this is like finally something to unlock. You look around and there's no actual like lock to pick. The door is locked, but you get the idea that it's a magical lock instead.
Laven, you fuck. Can't you even tell when a door is actually locked?
No. I'm not a thief like you.
I sort of push him down the hall towards one of the other doors. Get out of here.
Rude.
Go
That-
check another
that
door.
I want this door.
Well, we can't open this one
Yes, why not?
because it's closed by magic.
So unmagic it.
I barely know magic.
Give the Foxface guy.
I might be able to do it.
What does this Foxface guy even have?
Is one of the answers knock?
However, he can knock on the door with a mage hand. It won't do anything, but he can.
I can try casting Dispel Magic at it. If you guys are really that concerned with what's behind there.
I don't know if it's worth a spell slot.
Well, did the DM accidentally give up the contents of that room that we really want to go in there, or no?
What?
What?
Coo!
What?
I heard something about 3 more sarcophagi
Coo!
behind the closed, unlocked door. Am I right, or am I mixing up my information?
Coo!
I think Jay accidentally said it, and we should pretend like we didn't hear it.
The door is locked.
The way is shut.
Shut
It was
up.
made by those who are dead, and the dead keep it. The way is shut.
All right, you shall not pass. Okay, let's go to the next door.
Guess what? Inside there was a wooden stake that you could have driven through Strahd's heart. That would have killed him immediately.
Yeah, except now you're allergic to wood,
That's
like the original Green Lantern.
Yeah, it killed you.
it. That made a mistake and held me to it. So fuck you guys.
All right, next door. Let's go.
Yep.
All right.
Time here.
All right. On that one, you sit there and you find 3 sarcophagi. No, you don't.
Is the door open?
It's openable. This one, you clearly see something that if it was locked, you can pick the lock with.
I open the door if it's not locked.
The furnishings of this bare stone room have succumbed to decrepitude. That doesn't sound like a real word, decrepitude.
Decrepitude.
It is. It's a real word.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound that way. Standing in the center of the room, its head scraping the 10-foot high ceiling, is a vaguely man-shaped construct made of dark wood and riveted iron. Its helmet stares blindly in your direction. Cobwebs stretch from this terrible artifice to the wrecked furniture that surrounds it.
Don't touch whatever that is.
It's probably another golem. Should I have a cool new spell I've been interested to try out.
Okay.
I cast Cone of Cold.
Okay, now figure out how this works, because
It is a 60-foot cone.
Yep.
Each creature in the cone must make a Constitution saving throw. It takes 8d8 cold damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Okay. I'm going to give it disadvantage because it currently is not doing anything.
8d8. Holy shit.
And my DC is 16.
I said it failed.
Cool.
I knew it wasn't going to pass.
All right. So there's 6, 7, 8. All right.
Eight points, right?
Hang on. So
That would be on 8d8s. I would roll 8 points of damage.
52 damage.
52 damage. When you sit there and you do that, you spray it around a little bit like you're trying to put out a fire, and both of the Shield Guardian's feet get frozen onto the ground. It sits there and tries to lunge at you, but it just falls forward. It looks like it's going to be stuck there for a while.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just stuck or is it dead? Do we need to kill it or what?
I mean,
Resmerald, why kill it? It can't chase after us.
Well, it's stuck for a while and stuck permanently are two different things.
Well, nothing's given it a command to come after us. I feel like just testing out the new spell is good enough.
Is there anything else in the room? Anything of import that we can see?
Nope.
No?
It looks like what the Shield Guardian that you froze to the ground is just designed to protect a bed chamber.
Oh, so that like this is somebody's bedroom, and I just froze whatever was protecting the bedroom.
Yeah, pretty much. Way to go, Dick.
Woohoo!
I don't know. My conspiracy sense is tingling.
Okay, why don't you talk more about Greg Pappas's dad?
I don't understand that reference.
What we talked about yesterday with downtown DeKalb.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody knows that the real money is in downtown DeKalb, Illinois. That's where the real Constitution is stored.
Well, tell you what, Hagrid, this door has a conventional lock on it, so I'll use my thieves' tools to lock the door after I close it.
Okay. Roll to lock. Do 20 plus your dex, but add your proficiency.
All right. 10?
All that was just a 10?
I rolled a 2.
Yeah.
It took a long time, but eventually he got it. It turns out
I'm used to doing this the other way.
yeah, this is like an Australian lock. It turns the other direction.
I don't lock doors behind me. I open them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on.
For a solid 30 seconds, it just seemed like you're just slamming the tools wherever it could be.
To be fair, that's kind of what I do to unlock doors anyway. What's behind door number 3?
Door number 3, according to the map. This looks almost identical to the last room, all except there's not some oversized hulking creature that can barely move in it. Furnishings made of an ancient colorless wood have collapsed under their own weight and now lie covered in cobwebs and dust. Just like the last room, there looks to be nothing discernibly important in the room.
Okay. All right. The door at the bottom end of the hall here, then.
All right, on this one, as you try to push this door open once again, it's locked. You look for anything to unlock it, and just like the door that Haven found originally, it appears to be locked through magical means.
Who passed up the boon to unlock doors that don't have locks?
Was that one of the options?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You weren't there.
I think I talked to one before, and Haggard did as well.
Accurate.
I
And
don't-
Esmeralda took something.
Yeah, she did. I don't remember the one that was offered to me first, though. I think it was...
It's something with diseases.
Yeah, but I felt like I'd probably become some sort of plague
Yeah,
rat.
you. Basically,
Typhoid Mary.
how it worked is if you farted, everyone around you died.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Like it was an instant kill.
Nice.
Good thing we got this Jesus decanter, so I can get nice and drunk and just fart all over the place.
Good old typhoid Lucian.
That's me. So this here is the main floor, right where I am now, like that main opening with the statue of the goddess of secrets.
Yes, the statue of Ant One is around here.
And do I remember correctly that you told me, or you showed me on the above map that there was a door on the back of the statue?
Yeah.
Yes, right there.
How interesting. I'm very intrigued by this door.
As you open up that door, you find a Pac-Man arcade machine. And that's just a bullshit answer I'm coming up when I look as to what's actually in that door.
This is one that maybe we should have everybody with us for. Esmeralda and Nosferatu. I can't remember his name right now. Neferon.
Nephron, yeah. Zach Nephron.
Zach Nephron. With his bro-ass 3D glasses.
As you guys walk into this and up, you go to where the hands of the statue were that originally had that darkness spell cast on it. And you find where Neferon was trapped.
Huh.
Nothing else is up here.
Nope. It's like you guys already dealt with that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But hey, guys, based off of that, with what's remaining in the Amber Temple, there's nothing I can nerf without completely ruining the fun of the encounter. So I'm going to pause here so we can have a full party to move forward. Because this is like, we're getting to the part where I'm actually genuinely concerned if I roll well and you guys roll poorly, the campaign's over.
Okay.
So I want to give you guys a legitimate chance of success instead of just throwing you in there.
Can we vote on it?
What about the magical doors?
Do you want to open the magical doors?
I mean, not if we're gonna die.
That part I'm not concerned about. It's just I'm interested in how you guys find out how to get through the magical doors.
What, guys? What if we tried to? Because like obviously those bandits were living here, and maybe it would be good to try to rest up before proceeding onward.
Yeah, I could use some sleep.
There's 5, 6 of us here if Tony takes a shift, taking watch. So I think we could probably pretty easily keep an eye on ourselves.
Yeah.
So we're long resting then?
If we can, yeah. If I'm curious,
If
have we been over here yet?
You have not. Let me look at the map here. No, you haven't.
Can we go over there?
Yeah. So you've got hallway here, and I'll show you where doors are. You've got door there. This is more hallway between those boxes. It's almost like I did a really shitty job of drawing this map.
Oh.
Yep. So basically through this segment right here, that's all one conjoined room.
Right. I figured this is it's like an L-shaped hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's got 4 doors.
Yep. Everything on this side is all crumbly on the north side of that, because over here was that first set of sarcophagi you found.
Right. Like they were like kind of back here, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, why don't we go with check Leovin's door first, see if it's an openable one, since he likes to pick doors that can't be opened.
I do.
Yeah, this is more the same. This is another magically locked door.
And this one?
Package 33A. Yes, this one's also... The 2 doors you picked are the magically locked ones.
Great.
You have found all magically locked doors in this place.
What's in this one?
That one is 35. This room, once a bedchamber, is littered with broken furnishings. Scattered about the room are the remains of a bed, a wardrobe, 2 trunks, 3 tall candlesticks, a desk, a bookshelf, and several chairs. Torn up books, old quill pens, and tattered clothes are also strewn about. You see a number of intact scrolls in the area, and as soon as you step into the door, you see a broken chair just lift up and begin to be launched at you. Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That is a 23.
You duck in time, and the chair just flings into the main entry, like the main hallway over here. Like it wasn't even close. Like you sat there and it's like, oh Jesus Christ. You sigh, and that's how much time you needed to just drop down to a knee, and the chair passes harmlessly over your head.
I'd like to pull out the I'll pull out BAO as I walk into the room, just in case I need to, defend myself against any more flying furniture.
Mm-hmm. Yep. As this comes down, you sit there, and one of the scrolls has some magical incantations written on it, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with advantage as one of the bedposts is picked up and thrown at you like a spear.
Okay. That is a 28.
On this one, you just sit there and just was like, you're beginning to get annoyed at this thing, which is remain invisible and just throwing objects at you. You take one step back, it flings right in front of you, sticks like a dart on a dartboard. You duck under it and get right back into your reading of the spell scroll. As you continue to read it, you find an intact spell scroll for the spell Wall of Fire.
Mm. I see Hagrid coming behind me and see, this might come in kind of handy, and I'll roll it back up and tuck it in my pack.
You do so a little disgustedly because of your new flaw.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, another bedpost comes up and is thrown at Hagrid. Hagrid, dexterity saving throw.
$12.
Thankfully, it's a bedpost and not a real weapon. You saw this one coming from well enough. It comes right through you. You don't have time to dodge. You just put your hand up and you catch it. And you just hear this bodiless voice go, "Oh, come on!"
Show yourself.
Roll persuasion.
It's not going to end well for whatever I'm rolling against.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 32.
It rolled a 14. As it comes out, you sit there and see this this headless, robed specter coming in. Which, as soon as you see it, you get the idea. This explains why it's so bad at throwing things.
How could it tell how beguiling I was, though?
Oh, it felt it. The gravitas was palpable.
Who are you and why are you throwing things at me?
It can't answer. It doesn't have a head.
Well, then how did it scream, son of a bitch?
Say, oh, come on.
I noticed that there's a plot hole here.
Are you going to start making bird noises again?
No. That's the metagaming pigeon, not the plot hole pigeon. All right, then it bends its
Caw!
hips
You
down.
said it talked. Caw! I've got metagaming pigeon and plot hole raven.
Oh, seriously, guys, go fuck yourselves. I really mean it. No, I'm kidding. But seriously. Yeah, but there's so then it bends down and in its headless body there's a small mouth at the top of it, what it would have been its esophagus. He just sits there and goes,
Throwing things at us.
I've long since lost the need for a name, so you can just call me the poltergeist version of Steve Martin.
Alright, well, stop throwing things at me. I'm not here to disturb you or whatever the hell it is your problem is.
We're not here to hurt you.
You're here to hurt me.
We are
Stop.
not. Okay, I know you don't have any.
Esmeralda comes up and just grabs Lucian by the shoulder. He's like, maybe it's just best we leave this one alone.
I didn't. You're.
It's not like he chased after us.
The spell scroll was like the only thing that I saw that was like worthwhile.
Yes. Point you begin to realize like how the hell did that guy become dangerous to society where they put him away in the Amber Temple? All right. What do you want to do next?
I think it's Laven's third attempt at finding a room that he can go into.
Yeah.
Laven finally found a openable door.
Guys, doors actually.
Shoes have been reduced to dust-covered heaps. Cobwebs cover arcane signals carved into the walls. When you sit there and you look at these You've seen, with your time in Elvish cities, you've seen these arcane signals or sigils before who have degraded away.
Is there anything I find of in here other than
You feel like those golden hawk statuettes on each bedpost, if you're able to remove those, can then catch a pretty decent price.
steal us some gold birds?
All right.